Hi everyone, this is Susie from Minnesota Zone 4 and it is June 13th and I think this is weekly tour number 7. I'm sitting in my chair right now. It's in the morning, just enjoying the view. I got all my mulch in and my plants. So let's start the tour. I do apologize now if there's a lot of noise going on. There's a function going on in my town this weekend. Miss Kim Lilac, look who's come to join us. I think this lilac here, even though it's not as prolific as the others, has the strongest scent. They are coming to an end, but they've lasted a long time. We haven't had a whole lot of rain. That one day when we were supposed to get rain, supposed to be an all day, it was just not even an eighth of an inch. I'm going to have to do a lot of watering today. Mandevilla vine is still not blooming. The temps dropped back down into the 70s, so definitely, to me, it felt like fall. Just scary because I'm so not ready for fall. I just got this rose and I planted it up last night. It's supposed to be 3 foot by 3 foot. Sorry about my shadow. This one is called Rosa Purple Pavement Rose. Just absolutely love the smell. There was one open at the garden center. It's a very strong rose smell. I'm just going to show you quick over here. And I got mulch in over here, so I widened it out. I have a bunch of grow bags. I have these kind of obelisks in. I hope they work. They didn't have any big ones, so I went with this size. A morning glory. My zinnias and cosmos are blooming over here. The xanthos. And the zinnias here are a whirligig mix. So the next flower that's blooming in my garden are the peonies, and they're just starting to open. And this is an Ito peony, Julia Rose. It's kind of a coral salmon colored. Absolutely gorgeous. My roses are loaded with buds, so I can't wait for them to start opening. Another obelisk here with a corkscrew vine. These were just planted up last night, so they look a little tough. Hopefully the bugs today aren't too bad. I have my bug suit on just in case. I have lots of watering to do. So with this, I kind of made this as a grass path here. I kind of wanted it to curve just a little bit. I think I did pretty good. A lot of work, but it was worth it. So right here, this one looks a little tough. I got from New Hampshire Hostas, and on the note it said there was some frost damage on some of these in some spots, but it's not going to spread and it'll recover. I thought that was so nice that they added that on there. Because there's times I get plants and they look like that and there's no explanation why it looks like that. This is going to be 2 feet tall by 4 feet wide, so I gave it a pretty good area. I saw a mature plant of this the other day in a garden center, and for this size they were wanting $70, but it was absolutely gorgeous, so I cannot wait. I went with a lady's mantle. I thought that kind of chartreuse blossom and the variegation with the leaves, that yellowing would look kind of good. And I wanted a different leaf texture too. I just went with simple, right, like daylilies, ladies. I love ladies mantle. It's one of my favorites. This one right here is just a daylily, proven winners, and it's called, I think, Going Bananas. Yep. Hardy geranium. I love the scent of the leaves on a hardy geranium. This one is extremely strong. I think it's called Biokovo. A lot of repeats here. I just figured keep this simple. This one's out of the sun, and I went with four bridal falls on the corners of this area. So I can't wait to see that fill in. It's a little droopy. I just got all of this planted last night. It was very windy too. It's been very windy here for the past 4 or 5 days. It's made fishing difficult. Let's see, I'm gonna swoop over here. My Baptisia is absolutely gorgeous. And I think with the dahlias there and that color purple, that's just a striking combination. You can see my morning glory is blooming back here. They're so dainty. And then in this area, it's a pretty good area. I think I'm just going to plant some of my native plants that I have, which are back here on my compost bin. Not sure what, but I think I'm just going to group them all together. Giant alliums are blooming. They did really good this year. And this peony is about to open. I bet give it a couple days here. And then I think on my mock orange, if I can show you, I do have a blossom. I think maybe there. Not many though, so we'll see. This, it wouldn't surprise me if it is on that side because I think that gets a little more sun there. I just want to see what it smells like. Everybody says it smells so wonderful. And in here I might do some native plants too. I'm just going to leave an area for the peony by the house that I'm going to move eventually. Back here I planted Ligularia. And it's Britt Marie Crawford. I just did one because that's such a strong leaf. I didn't want to overpower this area. But I love that purpley leaf in between everything. It gets about 2 to 3 feet wide and about 4 feet tall. And I think the 4 feet includes the spikes of the flower. I have seen him here. I'm just debating if I wanted to do the Chelsea chop on this. Still might. Kind of skipped over Joe Pieweed back there. Looking really good. I will pinch that one back. So maybe give it another week. That gets really tall. The left one does pretty good about not flopping over, but the one on the right, not so much. You can see the primrose in here has taken over 2 hostas. I'll have to see what I can do about that. These are absolutely loving the spot right now. I have some spiderwort blooming. Nice little pop of color there. Bugs aren't too bad. I'm very surprised. There we go. It's a little better color. Giant fleece flower. I don't know if you can kind of see with my stake there. I haven't put that up yet with the butterfly. It was so windy, I'm sure it would have gotten knocked off. I spoke too soon about the bugs. Just starting to open up. You can see in here that the persicaria that I planted last year that had the variegated leaves self-seeded, so it's coming back in here. And I'm just going to leave it. Lungwort is still blooming. I have lots of birds nesting in the birdhouses, so they are quite vocal. You can see my lady's mantle here gets quite big, which I love. My peony back here is just starting. So hopefully by the time I do the next tour, I'll be able to catch these opened up a little bit. My luck is we'll get a week of rain and then they'll just look really horrible. See if he comes back out. Yep. My honeysuckle vine looks amazing. Lots of little bird friends talking to us this morning. This is done blooming. Now it just kind of looks like a tangled mess in there, but I kind of like that messy look. Very natural. And so far it can go wild here right now. I've got some room. I'm going to come back this way and just kind of finish. I have daylilies over here too. Again, some more lady's mantle, just repeating. Hardy geranium. And this one has a blossom on it. And in here, front of the wagon, I have an anemone. It's fallen in love sweetly. So I'm hoping, I have planted anemones before. I think, is there one called Snowdrop? And it did good in one spot and I had to move it. It just didn't look right. It never recovered after that. So I don't have a whole lot of luck with anemones either. This daylily here is called, I have to get in there. I left it because I kept forgetting. It's just kind of going bananas is easy to remember. Right here, every daylily pink wing. So it's kind of got a pink peachy blossom. Sorry, I was distracted by the squirrel on the bird feeder behind me. He's making a little bit of ruckus. The hardy geranium should spread to about 3 feet, so I figure that's definitely enough. From the pavers here to here, that's 3 feet, so I figure that's a good area. I like to let things spread on their own. I do like that crowded look, and eventually it'll look like that, and maybe I'll plant some other stuff. I'm thinking possibly astilbes. I'm still trying to look for the dwarf goat's beard. I've had that before, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm crunching on my mulch here. It's nice to have this pathway just for watering and just going back and forth. Some in substance. That is huge. I think I'm amazed every day at how much bigger it gets. This goat's beard this year has put on some height. I know they can get about 6 feet tall, so this doesn't surprise me at all. When you think it's almost as tall as the meter back there, that's pretty good. My Brunnera is still blooming. Getting just a little bit floppy, but I'm still leaving the blooms because the color is still really pretty. I think I might cut my comfrey a little bit. Not sure yet. I'm definitely going to have to water this area over here. I didn't go to the way back of the garden on the other side just because I know the bugs will be bad back there. Oh. I think that's the one that I've been hearing talk to me. In here, I was going to go with the native plants, but you can see I just have a little tiny bit of sun, and that's all I get. So I think if I would plant them in there, I'm just setting them and myself up for failure, just because it's very shady. So I'll see what I want to do with that. I know there's a sale going on right now at one of my garden centers. They only stay open till the middle of June, so everything is 50% off. I love this view. And I am definitely happy that I'm done with the sod, and this area looks great, but that was a lot of work. I'm hoping next year that I can, just stick with maintaining my gardens and not adding. Don't get me wrong, I love adding more and more areas to my gardens, but that's a lot. I was thinking eventually that I would connect this one with that one. I'm not sure yet, but I definitely have time to do that. All these little shoots back here, if you can see it by the house, that's roots of my tree that's popping up. So little trees that I have to cut. So if you see that, that's what that is. That's not a plant. I love the smell of my mulch too, that pine scent. This peony is farther along, just because it's by the house. A little more protected, warmer. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm definitely gonna cut some and bring some in. I love that scent. And the ants do not bother me. There could be worse things. Snow on the mountain is starting to bloom. I like this little hosta down here too. It's got a little ruffling to the leaves. Beautiful variegation. That one is Lakeside Paisley Print. It's really cute. This is another hardy geranium. No blooms yet, so I'm not sure when they come on. Maybe it's just too shady over here. This astilbe looks really gorgeous. I think it's chocolate shogun. But I love that foliage with this lime green here. And that's Aurelia Sun King. I'm very happy with these ferns. Not quite as big as I thought they would get, but you know what? They're back. I'm just happy with that. This is a summon substance in here. Look how big this has even gotten for its first true year in this garden. Heuchera's doing pretty good. Like I said, we've had a lot of windy days. So this one, if you can see, I have a log propped in here against it to hold it up. That was getting whipped around. I'm waiting for a rain, and then I'm going to lay some mulch down in this garden. It definitely needs it. This is very dry. This is one hosta here that, I mean, it did come back. It is alive, but look. Can it focus? That is a little leaf down there. I think what happens in my climate is we get frost heave, and the roots get exposed. And when we have a winter like we did, it takes its toll on these plants. I have not lost a lot of hostas. I think I've lost just a few others. It does take a lot to kill them, but you can. columbine is still looking gorgeous. I have to thank the birds for that. Still have some pink blooms on my lamium. Oh, looks like I'm going to have a lot more, if you can see in there. Nice. Just kind of give you a view this way. Solomon's seal is done blooming, but I just love the way that it arches. I think every shade garden should have this. I think this would look really neat in that new little area. I'm thinking maybe that would look kind of cool around the bird feeder. I wanted to find some more birdhouses to put in there, just kind of make it, well, my area kind of is very natural looking, so, but I love birdhouses. This one's a little tough, but that's okay. Oh, and a blossom. I hope it does good here because I don't have a lot of luck with hooker. I'm still trying to figure out, but I think also my issue too is frost heave, and I do mulch them. So these little guys are so cute. I think it's Mighty Mouse. This has to be, I'm going to say like a middle size, but one of my favorite middle size hostas. This is just so stunning. I love the mornings outside. Don't get me wrong, I like outside all the time, but just the sounds in the morning. I hate to say the quietness, but just, you know, quietness from not a lot of traffic, lawnmowers, weed whips. I usually just grab some iced tea and sit in the chair, and I'm usually on my iPad looking at other YouTube channels. I have my favorites that I watch, and it's so relaxing. I don't watch a lot of TV. It's usually YouTube and gardening channels, and I find that very relaxing. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this tour, and I will keep up on the weekly tours. It's kind of fun to see what the next flower is to bloom. Bye for now.